Topps Knives Steel Eagle Collection. Stick around. Alright guys, this isn't going to be very scientific. This is my Steel Eagle collection. If you guys have been watching the channel, you know that I love Topps Knives. I'm not only a knife maker. If you're interested, go to threeriverblades.com. You can see all the knives I make, but I'm also a collector. So not all these blades will have tree sap. I'm not going to take them out to the woods. This is more of a collection tabletop kind of thing. So I hope you appreciate the effort that I put forth, just so you can kind of see where my head is, where my genre is. Now, Topps Knives, Steel Eagle. The Steel Eagles themselves have been around since day one. This was basically their first style of knife, and I gotta tell you, it is a winner. They make great product. All the knives that you see on this table are going to be made out of 1095 and mostly this traction coating. Now, I will say that the knives that you see on this table I have purchased myself at some point in my life. I didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of knives right away. I just collected them over the years and I used them. Some I sell, some I keep, and then that's kind of how it worked out. All right guys, so before I drop it, what I need you guys to do is like, subscribe, share, put some comments down below if you have any of these knives. The way you can support this channel is very simple. Just look at the links down below. I'm going to try to link all of these on my Amazon store. So if you purchase something from me, I get like 10 cents on the dollar through Amazon. If they are not available, because a lot of them won't be available, it's just the way it works, you could try topps.com, toppsknives.com, check it out over there. Also, you might have to try a third-party vendor. Prices will vary, okay? I will say some of these I bought old, some of them I bought new or used. You can try the third-party vendors or maybe forums or maybe even eBay. So let me drop the camera. All right guys, so as you can see, obviously I like Topps and I definitely like the Steel Eagle collection. I'm a big fan of it. Just real quick on the packaging. Most of the packaging you're going to get is just a plastic tube, no big deal. You will get some type of Topps whistle, either the flat ones or the round ones. And you're always going to get the certificate of authenticity. Again, these used to be signed by the owner. They're no longer signed. But I have a whole crate of these, so it's pretty good. If you have a problem with Topps Knives, you just call them up, send them an email, do what you got to do, and they will try to work with you the best they can. Most of everything here is warranted, okay? So let's talk about the big blades first. All right, I have two Steel Eagles 111As. Okay, this is the Big Daddy, the large one. This is one of the first ones that I purchased. You can see that it does have this saw back. All right, now there is a tanto point and there's also one that is a hunter's point. I don't happen to have the hunter's point. I thought I did. I don't know where I put it. Again, like I said, over the years I have collected them and I have used them, and I think I used a hunter's point and now I don't know where it is. So I must have thought that I sold the other one, and now I have two. That's okay. I like them both. All right, so Steel Eagle 111A, really, really nice. Again, I'm not complaining that I have two. I will show you some differences though on these two knives depending on when you purchased. The first one that I purchased that's a little bit older only has one pocket. The more modern one has two pockets on these. All right, so a little bit different style, and again, you could see that it's worn off. And also, I don't know if you can see if it's very clear here, but you can see on the writing itself happens to have a little bit, maybe not different font style, but just different colorations, right? And it's probably because of age and use and that kind of thing. I'm not going to get into the sheets right now because I want to save that for a little bit later. I'll just put these on the side so I don't cut myself. Again, I really like this blade. This is the heavy duty long blade. And if you're interested in the specs and all that stuff, I'll put links down below. But again, if you're looking for a full-time chopper, these are excellent blades. Very, very large. Black micarta with the white liners is very, very sharp contrast. I like that a lot. The most common one that you're going to see is the 107C. All right, 107C. This does have, again, the sawback on it. And it does have this fuller right here. Again, that fuller is basically cut into it. All right, it's not pounded in like a regular blacksmith would do or a knife smith would do. And again, really nice ergos on here. Does have jimping up on the top. And this little piece right here, this jimping on top, some people do complain. They're not a really big fan of it. It never really bothered me, but I have extra large hands. Again, I consider using this with a gloves, so it's probably not such a big deal for me. Batoning may or may not be a problem because of the sawback. A sawback has bi-directional teeth on it, and it works really well. But again, with batoning, it might become a little bit of an issue. Now, Tops does sell a version of this without the sawback. It's just straight. There's nothing on it. I have not been able to purchase one of those. If you have one, or if you know where I can get one, please let me know, because I really do like this collection. And again, I'm a big fan of the Tops 107C. Again, the only difference with these two is that I put them in different sheaths, and this happens to be one that's a little bit more used, and I just want to give you a different style or a different look of what the sheets look like. All right, this one is the one that it comes with molly webbing, that kind of thing. It does have a little pocket, and I do have my little survival kit in there. Again, it's decent. It's not awesome. So what I had done is, if you purchase from Spec Ops, I think this is the size 7. Spec Ops is really nice because what you can do is it's a little bit better sheath. It's made out of I think 100 or 1,000 denier Cordura nylon, so it's very, very, very tough. It does have all the webbing on the back. It does have 550 cord. You can attach it molly wise, so it's really nice there. And it does have a very stout strap. Also, you can flip the knife around very easily, where in some of the Tops knives sheets you can't do that. All right, that's not a thing. You have to actually take the sleeve out, turn it around, and then fix it. And again, we'll talk about Kydex in a minute. All right, the next one I want to talk about is the 107D. It's very, very similar, obviously, with the tanto point versus the hunter's point. A little bit different style. It just depends on what you like. I find that the hunter's point in the field is a little bit easier to sharpen, me personally. Some people feel that this hunter's point gives it a little bit easier for bushcraft. It has 2 points on it, or it has 2-sided blades, so if this gets dull, you can use this, and vice versa. But again, to each his own. I'm not really going to beat that up too much. You decide what you like. Basically, it's the same blade length. It's very, very similar. The difference here is this one has a finger choil where you can choke up, and this one does not. Okay, so understand the different blade styles. This is the 107C. This is the 107D, as in David. All right, really nice 1095 carbon steel. Still has the fullers. You have to make sure that you oil these again, because it will rust. All right, somewhat of a little bit of a bastard child, and I like this one, and I say that dearly, is the 107C double X. This is the double X, same style as the Hunter, and it also does come in a tanto if you can find it. But what's unique about this is that it actually has a small knife inside. Okay, a smaller knife. And I guess ideally, if you wanted to, what you can do, let's see if I can get this out. Ideally, if you wanted to, what you can do is, if you wanted to do bigger tasks, you can use the actual blade, and then if you wanted to, you could use this for smaller tasks such as skinning, or maybe small game, or maybe a fish, or gut a fish, or that kind of thing. So I like that. I think they did make them in the larger style, so that was kind of neat. But you got to be careful and make sure that this thing doesn't slip out. And the way you kind of lock it in is you have this pull cord right here, and it locks in. All right, very, very similar style. Just make sure that that little blade doesn't fall out. And again, if it does fall out, they sell them separately, probably from a third-party vendor, or you'll have to call up Tops to try to figure that out. Same style sheath, no big deal there. The smallest line that I have found is the 105 Steel Eagle. Again, this is in a hunter's point. It's a lot smaller than the original. And I think what this was designed for is maybe those bushcrafty or smaller tasks. I like it because it's very comfortable. Doesn't have a lot of hot spots, but it does have the same jimping on the back as the other one, as you can see here. So this has jimping, this has jimping. The difference is this is 1/4 of an inch thick, and this is 3/16. So it's a little bit thinner. It's a smaller blade. Obviously, this is a 5-inch. This is a 7-inch blade. So obviously, this is going to be a little bit heavier. The sheath did and was updated. So that's really nice. The sheath itself comes with this Kydex sheath. It does have the spring clip on it, and it is movable. So if you wanted to wear it scout carry, you can do that as well. Black linen micarta, again, white liners, beautiful, beautiful knife. This happens to be a very nice hunting companion. And again, I'm not sure if you can get it without the sawback. I'm pretty sure you can. But it's really nice. It's really lightweight. If you don't even want to go full survival, or maybe someone that, you know, maybe your child or maybe your wife or someone that doesn't want to carry something this heavy, or certainly doesn't want to carry something this heavy, all right, maybe it's a better option. Okay, so as you can see here, you know, as a size comparison, I think it looks pretty nice. In my opinion, if you wanted to go with different styles or different sizes, the 105 is definitely a smaller option, so that's really cool. Couple different options. This is the 107D in camo. It's very difficult to find. I had to buy this one used, and also this has serrations. I'm not a big fan of serrations, but this is the only one I could find on the used market. As you can see, it is very, very well used, and I got it for a discount price. Obviously, still $10.95, camouflage. It does have some wear on it, but I'm a big fan of that camo pattern. And honestly, the Rocky Mountain tread, it really does work. I'm not going to say it doesn't. Some people complain it gives you a little bit too much hot spots, and again, I could see that. If you're not wearing gloves or if you're sweating a lot, it's probably going to give you a little bit of hot spots here and there. But again, really nice black micarta and white linen. Does have the saw back, and if you look at these side by side, there's really not much difference other than the camo pattern, the serrations, and of course the handles. Now, what the person did get a Kydex sheath made. I did not make this, but if you're looking for a Kydex sheath for any of your blades, you can go to 3riverkydex.com and I will make you something similar to this. Obviously, that I am a knife enthusiast. I also make Kydex sheaths. I can make a Kydex sheath for you. I like this sheath a lot better. It does come with the tech lock, and again, I know it's secure, it's not going to fall out. So whoever made this sheath, very, very well done, and I'm a big fan of it. Some people do like the Tops Kydex sheath. I think they're serviceable, they're good. Sometimes this clip could be a little bit sharp on the skin, whereas the tech lock is a little bit more rounded and plastic, and it feels a little bit nicer to the, you know, if it's against your body all day. Okay, so that's another one right there. Really nice blade. And again, and lastly, this is probably my favorite, and I hope to get another one if I can. This is the Delta class. All right, the Delta class has that river wash, again, $10.95. Really, really nice, well done river wash. It has the brown canvas micarta, and it has black inserts, all right, black insert liners, so it's really, really nice. And what Tops did, and I'm really glad they did, is they really fattened the handle. I don't know if it could have gotten any wider, but this handle is very, very wide, and you could actually feel it. Or someone that wants to go into the woods and do a lot of hacking and smashing and banging and all that other stuff, I would suggest get a wider handle. I don't care what knife it is. Make sure you tell your knife maker or the knife that you purchase to get a wider handle than your hand, because it feels really good in the hand. Reduces hand fatigue. Okay, it's a lot easier to handle, and if you're swinging this thing all day, you want to make sure that you have something that doesn't mess up your hands, it doesn't fly out of your hands, doesn't tear up your hands, and you can see the difference in the Rocky Mountain tread. So if I'm looking at the older style, a little bit more sharp, I would say this is a little bit less sharp. Okay, if that's a comparison. All right, so it doesn't beat up your hand as much. It's probably not going to give you as many hot spots, and again, it looks really, really good. The other thing that Tops did is they upped their game with the Delta class. The Delta class comes in a brown Kydex sheath, again with that metal clip, and the metal clip does change. It's directional. And also it has it comes in the tanto point style, so if you do get a Delta class with a tanto style or the hunter style, both of them will fit inside this sheath. All right, so really well done. All right guys, let's go back up top and we'll talk a little bit about it. All right guys, so as you can see from my collection, I have quite a bit of Tops knives. Also, I am a big fan of the Steel Eagles. I think they're a great product. Your price range can be anywhere from maybe a little bit over $100 to maybe in the $300 range, depending on the style that you like, depending on the knife that you get. Again, Steel Eagles have been around for a long time, so they are definitely not going anywhere. The larger knives, I think, make a better shelter building, obviously because of its size. It's a lot longer, you have a lot more swing on it, and again, these are outstanding knives. So I will put all the links down below. How you can support this channel is very simple. You could look at the links down below. You could become a Patreon member. The links for the Amazon page or my Amazon store will have all of these. If they're up there, I'll try to do the best to try to link them to you. And if you purchase from me, I only get like 10 cents on the dollar, so I appreciate that. Put some comments down below if you have any of these blades, if you've used them before. I really like to hear your feedback. Thank you very much, guys, and as always, stay safe.